Welcome back, Vicarious viewers. My name is Vicente, and I apologize for being gone from my channel for so long. I think the last video I dropped was a random one in mid-2020, but it has been a crazy past year or so. After starting a new position, working full time, dealing with angry customers constantly that are yelling at you that all the stores and repair shops for their electronics aren't working and they want solutions right now is a bit taxing on your emotions and your mental state. Also, with everything that's been going on with the pandemic, the isolation, the news cycles, the election, losing a few of my extended relatives, attending my first Zoom funeral, having that funeral then trolled by Nazis that are drawing swastikas on the whiteboard. It has been eventful, to say the least. And with all of that going on, YouTube just seemed to be put on the back burner for the time being. Of course, I would still watch some of my favorite creators to pass the time every now and then, but there was really no personal motivation for me to record and edit videos after a long day at work. But hopefully now, with vaccines being rolled out, with the election over, with hopefully some slow transition to something close to normalcy. I don't know if we'll ever reach a previous normal again, but who knows. But I'm excited to get back into this because some of my favorite shows have been coming out. The Boys, The Expanse, and now, in addition to the MCU, WandaVision. I've been so excited to see this for years now. I've been wanting to see a dedicated storyline for Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, because she is just a fascinating character. And I personally only watched the first teaser trailer, and I've kind of kept myself secluded from watching the rest. At first, I was thinking like, oh, I should do some reactions to the other trailers, but then I thought I just want to go into it not getting all those teasers. I want to go in almost completely blind, except for that first teaser. Uh, Looking at it, it looks like she is possibly either through the will of her own or being influenced by some villain, has created a happy-go-lucky television world around her. I can see a lot of parallels between her power set and Legion. If you've seen my Legion Season 3 reaction, I can put a link up above or down below or both. Um, but they both have these very powerful telekinetic, psychic, reality warping powers. And by the end, he was so powerful that he kind of retreated after his girlfriend left him, that he created this little microcosm of his own, his little house that was constantly moving, which turned into a cult as he was recruiting people to join him. But it was something that he could focus on, a little microcosm that he could control and interact with without trying to not like influence the greater world beyond that and hurt the people that he cared for. So I'm wondering if this is going to be something similar. I can see how Wanda, through all of her journeys in the MCU, she's lost her family, she lost her brother, she lost the one person, she lost her lover, Vision. I thought that was so sweet, the relationship that they were developing. But it's all gone, and in its wake has been a journey of chaos and destruction from Sokovia to Infinity War. Um, and I can see how she's angry, but also sorrowful and wanting to just have that simple American dream life. And coming from Sokovia, I imagine that her only concept of the American dream is probably from syndicated television, from old sitcoms that came out on TV Land or Nickelodeon and stuff. The I Love Lucy's and the Leave It to Beavers. The happy-go-lucky families whose only real problems and conflicts are dealing with a pesky neighbor who's a little too nosy, or stuff like that. So I imagine starting out, this new reality has been formed around her, either through her own dreams, through her own will, whether intentional or not. I don't know if, like Legion, there is a Shadow King or some alternative to the Shadow King who is kind of pushing this along, manipulating it, maybe trapping her in this, like getting her powers to really come out so he can manipulate them. And who's aware of this? Who's watching from the outside? Is Shield aware of this? Are the other Avengers aware of this? Are they trapped in this new reality with her? Or are they watching from the outside, not knowing how to carefully approach the situation? So a lot of questions, but I am excited to find out what's going on. So without further ado, this is probably going to be my first upload to a Patreon, which I plan on setting up very soon. So if this is the full reaction, there should be a timer that will pop up before the beginning so you can sync. Otherwise, let's get into the first episode of WandaVision, filmed before a live studio audience. Okay, we've got some Bewitched theme here. Except they're both magical.
My husband and his indestructible head. What do you say?
I need that skill.
Pancakes, crispy hash browns, bacon, eggs.
I say, oh, I don't eat food.
Well, that explains the empty refrigerator.
Wanda, is there something special about today?
Oh, yes, the heart.
Will that say August?
It's a special day.
Perhaps an evening.
Great significance.
Anniversary?
Naturally.
Obviously.
Exactly.
You'd think they'd be less cryptic about their calendar events.
Oh, I'm Agnes, your neighbor to the right.
Oh, I love that actress.
So,
She's great.
what's your name? Where are you from? And most importantly, how's your bridge game, hon?
No, I'm not single.
Oh, I don't see a ring.
Well, I assure you, I'm married. To a man. He'll be home later tonight for a special occasion, just the two of us.
Anniversary then?
Yes! Yes! It's our anniversary!
Ralph could really use is how to goose your wife so you don't lose your wife.
That probably wasn't very appropriate for TV back then. But they can get away with more innuendo here. Okay, from his point of view too. So this makes me think that she's actually created him, since he has his own point of view now.
In terms of distraction from work or the largely nonsensical nature of the lyrics?
The first one.
Ah, no, thank you.
They don't need to make sense to be catchy.
Do we make something?
No.
Then
We
what
do
is the
business.
purpose of this company? Tonight doesn't go just so. I think this could be the end.
Well, it's just one night. And I think the best course of action is to impress the husband.
Until tonight, then, my darling.
There's the situational comedy. I bet the hijinks will be very awkward but hilarious and endearing and refreshing to his boss, because it's not the usual. Because that's usually how old sitcoms would play out anyway. Or it's a bomb.
Get the past. This is your future.
Is she in a Stark facility?
Spirit.
Are they like monitoring her break with reality?
Pardon me while I...
And who's controlling Stark Industries now that Stark is dead?
Guess who?
Wanda! This is the traditional Sokovian greeting of hospitality. Guess who?
Oh, is that my host behind me?
Its wife is from Europe.
Oh, how exotic.
Where is Sokovia?
Who are those people?
Is it
What do
Eastern
you do?
Europe?
Why are they here?
I always kind of considered it ex-Soviet Union, maybe?
Mr. Hart, the heart on the calendar was an abbreviation.
Who needs to abbreviate?
Darling,
Exactly.
it's so romantic to do the
They could have literally written that on the calendar with a thought.
We can use twice the paper, we can bill twice the cost.
You truly are a pioneer, but the larger
There's a
purpose of
businessman.
the forms is
We haven't any tidbits or tartlets.
And I love
out here.
her.
Marry a pig in a blanket.
She's great. I mean, she literally could just make dinner in a snap.
Domestic emergency.
But where's the fun in that, I guess?
Why don't we have a nice sing-along all together then, shall we?
E-I-E-I-O.
And on their farm he had a
Jamming out.
pig.
Maybe the wrong choice.
How can I be of assistance?
Why'd you throw them out?
The chicken is no longer a chicken, and the lobsters just flew the coop.
But from what I've seen here tonight, you can barely keep it together. Now, what are we going to eat?
Dinner is served.
Oh, very,
European.
Cheers.
Wine and eggs for dinner.
Well, please.
Sounds like my past year.
Mrs. Hart, allow me.
So, where did you two move from? What brought you here? How long have you been married? And why don't you have children yet?
A lot of big questions.
I think what my...
We moved from our story.
why did you come here? Damn it, why? Why did you...
Hope someone knows the Heimlich.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Vision, help him.
Well, that was awkward and uncomfortable.
This guest is leaving your home.
She's on board.
Thank you for coming.
See about that promotion, huh?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Quirky and endearing. Everything worked out okay. Huh.
Oh. What a charming door knocker. Good night.
Today could be our anniversary.
Of what? Surviving our first dinner party?
Precisely. And our song
That
to
works.
Yakety yak, naturally.
be naturally.
She really has the power to make their own story. That was fast. Oh, is that the sword symbol there? Okay, so Sword is watching them. Now, is Sky, Daisy, a part of this sword? Are we going to get a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. crossover here? That'd be awesome. Alrighty, so that was the first episode. Very I Dream of Jeannie, except they're both magical. Your regular sitcom hijinks, miscommunication, and trying to compensate on the fly, but they have to impress the boss, who finds all of the hijinks quirky and endearing, or was he just happy that he saved his life from choking at the end? Very wholesome, except for that choking scene, which drug out a little too long, and which gave this whole thing an ominous sense of dread. Like something just lingering there in the background. And then we get that shot at the end of someone from Sword watching. So I wonder if she is in a facility, if they're trying to contain this and monitor the situation. I also wonder if the people that they're interacting, like the coworkers and the boss, I wonder if maybe they're employees there or people that are actually at this facility and they're just being integrated into her delusion. And I wonder if they're going to pop up in future episodes in like other versions of her American Dream. But since there wasn't much development in this episode, and the first two episodes came out at the same time, I'm probably going to combine these into one video for YouTube. So, yeah, let's jump right into the second one. This one is Don't Touch That Dial. And I wonder if she is really warping reality at this point, or if it is all in her head. But I think it'd be more exciting if she wasn't just, like, unconscious on a table with electrodes attached. Also, the fact that Sword is watching... Could she be on a space station? Or a lunar base? That'd be interesting. They could also integrate the Inhumans into the story that way, if they were on, like, a lunar base in cooperation with the Inhumans. Since Daisy Johnson is involved in Sword now, that would be a link to that whole world. Okay, still in the I Dream of Jeannie. And the classic 2 twin beds. Did anyone anywhere ever think that 2 twin beds in a married couple's room was a real thing?
This is better, isn't it?
Much better.
Wanda done.
Yes, dear.
How scandalous. A married couple in the same bed on television.
I bring you the Cabinet of Mysteries.
Wonder how they're going to transition to different sitcoms. Is there going to be like a visible... is there going to be like a visible break between the two? Like, are they going to notice?
Kidding.
Fear not, glamour, for I illusion vow to bring you back exactly as you are. Abracadabra!
Splash of color in the world. How very Pleasantville. Great movie. Is there going to be some more color intruding upon her world? Happens to be the true colors of Vision. Some red and gold.
Look, it's
And the sword
star
symbol.
of the show. Oh, I brought my pet rabbit for your magic act.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Maybe it is some kind of illusion or simulation that they're trying to contain her
Ready to
in.
meet Queen Cul-de-sac and her merry home.
And her mind is trying to, like, give her hints to break out.
Well, you'll notice her roses bloom under penalty of death, and you're gonna do just fine.
Or maybe I could just be myself, more or less.
Oh, Wanda, that's good.
Hurry up, please.
Hiya, Dottie. Your roses are divine.
Oh, thank you.
The high bitch on the block, probably.
I'm sorry, Dottie. I didn't ask about the chairs.
You better not ask me if you can chair any committees in the future. Get down
Bitch.
to the details, Bev.
That's not the only place he is.
As you all know, and stop.
How is anybody doing this sober?
Amen.
Pardon me, is this a neighborhood watch meeting?
Well, in truth, we were just getting to new business.
Oh, splendid.
Raspberry or cheese filled?
Oh, neither for me, thank you. I don't eat food.
Unless my wife cooked it.
What I mean to say is that I don't eat food in between meals, but at meal times. Oof, I'm a regular eating machine.
Hey, care for a stick of Big Red?
Did you hear the man? He doesn't eat food. Is gum food?
Well, my understanding is that it's purely for mastication.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
Mastication, not masturbation.
Cheers.
Can he chew
I knew
gum?
you were such a funny guy.
Can he even taste the gum?
We actually thought you were serious.
That's probably not good. Uh-oh. Well, can't he reach inside himself and get it out? Or just, like, phase it out? Like, make his body pass through and let it drop out?
I've heard things about you. You and your husband. Well, I don't know what you have been told.
They're one of the few couples on the block that loves each other.
But I assure you, I don't mean anyone any harm. I don't believe you. Who is that?
Wanda. Who's doing this to you, Wanda? What?
Whose voice is that?
Pop quiz, Wanda. How does a housewife get a blood stain out of white linen? By doing it herself.
Did it almost sound like
They
Ant-Man
say a man is never full
on
of
the
truth
radio?
without two important
Didn't really sound like Paul
accessories.
Rudd, but close
His
enough.
special lady,
Strucker.
Strucker.
Colonel Strucker?
He'll make time for you.
Liz, where have you been?
Horse's shoes. I was just playing with his shoes.
What is going on?
You are.
And somehow gum made him drunk.
Hello, Westview.
I am Glamour and he's Illusion.
Yeah, what she said. Today, we will lie to you, and yet you will believe our little deceptions, because human beings are easily fooled due to their limited understanding of the inner workings of the universe.
He's like, yeah, check that out.
Illusion!
Yeah.
Master of Enigma, allow me. Whoops! You weren't supposed to see how we did that trick.
That was my grandmother's piano.
He's like, what the fuck, where is it?
Is this your card?
Oh, it is.
It is.
The last
It's
one.
my card.
Pardon me, Herb, have it back. I will now make my wife disappear. Abracadabra! Oh.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Did they want to open it? She's like, how the fuck did I get up here? See, this is all just like charmy, feel-good homages to old-time television.
It's alright, it's alright. But what is going on with you?
I wonder how younger audiences feel about this, though.
Weirdy all day.
Now let's get out of here before Dottie and the planning committee string us up for ruining the show.
They thought it was fantastic. Best show all year.
You two, stop right there. Nothing like what you two just did up here has ever happened in the history of our talent show.
And it was amazing.
Dottie.
That was the most hilarious act we've ever seen. Wouldn't you all agree?
Oh, yes.
Because it always works out for the stars.
How'd you do it?
Oh, a magician never reveals his secrets. He leaves that to his assistant.
Mirrors and trapdoors. But how are children receiving these episodes? Do they even get it?
Or Wanda.
What?
Oh, wow.
Vision?
That was fast.
Is this really happening?
Twins.
What is that?
Is that a beekeeper suit? Why would there be bees in the sewer?
No.
No. She's like, nothing's taken away from my special moment. Just like in Pleasantville. Let's get a little color in here. Not my choice of sweater, though.
Who's doing the sea, Wanda?
No, that's not.
Wanda.
No, that's not Ant-Man, is it? This one was a little bit longer. The other one was like 21, 22 minutes, and then credits, and this one was just under 30. But anyway, that was episode 2 of WandaVision. Don't touch that dial. Growing up, I used to always see these shows on like Nick at Night or TV Land. Was it my grandma? Yeah, my grandma used to watch some of these. And as a kid, I didn't really like appreciate them as much. I would like watch them every now and then. But looking back, like, it's endearing, it's charming to see this like homage to those old shows, because they usually always had very nice wholesome messages and everything. And seeing her trying to build this American dream in her mind or create her own reality, it's a nice throwback to all of that. I can also see how this might be a nice way to kind of ease older generations into the MCU. Maybe older generations that grew up on these shows, but then maybe actually read the original comics when they were kids, old Marvel comics. This might be a nice transition into it, get them hooked, so to speak. But I wonder how these two episodes are. I wonder how younger generations are reacting to this. Like, if you're out there, if you're in your teens, 20s, college, like, what do you think of these episodes? Do you remember any of these shows? Have you ever watched any of these shows? Do you get any of the references or the types of sitcom type humor? I mean, we still have sitcoms today, but they usually tackle some more modern subjects, but there's a lot of similarities too. And but you also see little cracks in the illusion. The voice on the radio calling out to Wanda, who's doing this to you? So I wonder if they're not even sure. Are they wondering, like, is this just Wanda doing this? Or has someone manipulated her to some point to create this illusion? And what's with the beekeeper in the sewer? Offhand, I can't think of any characters that specifically have to do with bees or bee catching outfits. I just know I've watched Doom Patrol, and what's her name played a beekeeper. That's also a really good show. But I pass the question off to you. What do you think of these episodes? Do you think they're playing this right? Do you like this, like, kind of slow burn in the illusion as she slowly tries to figure things out? Or were you hoping for more action right away? Personally, I don't mind slow burns. I like some development. I like a mystery that slowly unravels. I don't need everything, like, hitting one after the other and, like, plot points being food sped to me all the time. So I can appreciate this. I like diving into this rabbit hole, so to speak, because there's a lot of ways this could go. And I'm excited to see how the rest of the season will play out. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoy this reaction and don't want to miss any of my future reactions. And thank you for joining me on this Vicarious View.